I have created a brand new aesthetic Notion template that I'm really excited to share. It's completely free to use. Hi, my name is Nikki. I post about all things making your tech aesthetic and organized. In this video, I'm gonna give you a full tour and breakdown of everything inside this template, and also give you a little tutorial of how to use and customize this template so that you can make the most of it. And with that, let's start the tour. Okay, so let's start this Notion tour. As you can see, I really wanted to go for a pink and blue theme, something very soft, very dreamy. I kind of wanted it to feel like Twilight at the beach sort of vibe. But starting off here at the top, we have this adorable striped blue banner, which I love. And then I also added this little star GIF here. I love adding any sort of movement to my Notion. I just feel like it really brings the page to life. And then I have this pink kind of divider here. If you want to customize the color, width, or the thickness of this, I'm going to show you how. It's really easy, so all you have to do is just click on it. And then I made this using Notion formulas, so the formula is going to pop up right here. And then all you have to do to change the color is input your own custom hex code right here. And then this number is going to control the width of the line, and then this one is going to be the height. And then once you're done customizing, you're just gonna click on done. And then I have this cute little arch image right here. I have this available as a free Canva template for you, so I'm gonna have that linked down below. And then if you wanna replace this image with your own, you're just gonna mouse over it and then click on this little dots icon right here. Then click on replace, upload file, and then you're gonna upload your image right from your desktop. And then moving right along below it, I have this adorable little kind of analog planets widget. This is from indify.com. And then below that, I have a little spot to put some important reminders. I always find having a little reminder section in my main Notion dashboard to be super helpful. That way, if I think of something and I want to make sure it gets written down, I have a place where I can do that. And then in the middle here, we have just a very simple monthly calendar. And this is really easy to use. So if you want to add an event to a day, you're just going to mouse over it and then click on the plus. Okay, and then moving on to the right column here, I have this little block for a quote and then this one for affirmations. And then I have one of my favorite sections to include in every Notion dashboard I create. So this is my quick links section. So things I really like to put in this section include things like my email, my bank accounts, links to my work and school things, medical stuff, really anything like that that you want to have quick and easy access to. In the template, I'm also going to have a link to the template tutorial in this section. That way you can easily come back and reference this video if you ever feel like you need a little refresher. And then I also have a link to my Pinterest, so if you want, you can go ahead and follow me there. But I post a lot of iPhone wallpapers and customization ideas, Notion templates, so a bunch of really fun stuff. Okay, and then the last thing in this main dashboard section, I have this really adorable little collage that I put together. These are so much fun to make and they always add personality to my Notion. So I do also have this as a free Canva template for you if you wanted to switch out any of the images or kind of customize it and make it your own. I'm gonna leave that linked down below for you. Moving on in the template, next we have our weekly to-do section, and this section is really straightforward. This is kind of a must-have section in every Notion dashboard that I create. I always feel like you can't have a Notion or a life planner without some sort of to-do list section. So I have a box for each day of the week here, and then I also have one for the weekend. And I'm gonna quickly show you how to use this section, and like I said before, it's really easy. So you can change out these bullet list items by just highlighting them and then typing. And then if you wanted to add a new item to the list here, all you're going to do is just click on the end of a line and then press enter. You can also change the color of these boxes here, so if you wanted to do that, you're just going to mouse over it and then click this little dots icon and then go to color, go down to background color, and then choose your color. You can also delete these list items, so if you want to delete that, you're just going to mouse over it and then click this dots icon and then go down to delete. And then the other thing for this section that I think you should know how to do is duplicate these little boxes here. So to do that, just mouse over it and then again go to this dots icon. That icon is basically how you do almost everything in Notion. So to duplicate a box, you're just gonna click that and then click on duplicate. And then if you want to move it around, you're gonna mouse over it, grab the dots, and then just click and drag. So that is everything for the weekly to-do section. I think this came so cute. I'm kind of obsessed with the color palette. I just feel like it's so summery and I'm so so like in that mood right now. I live somewhere where it gets very, very cold and snowy in the winter, so I have been kind of longing for summer for like months. But anyways, moving on in the template, next we have our habit tracker. And this is one of my favorite sections. I think it's really, really fun and really useful. And this is a really, really great place for you to organize your habits and keep track of them and the progress that you're making. So how do you actually use this section? Each row here represents one day. So we have our date column right here. And then we have our habits along the top here. So this is where you're going to input your own custom habits. And then this column at the very end, I think is really awesome. This is going to be your day score, and your day score is going to have a percentage that represents what percent of your habits got completed for any given day. And this is going to automatically change for you as you check and uncheck your habits as you're completing them. So if you want to input your own custom habits here at the top, what you're going to do is just click on it. And then you have this little box here, so this is where you're gonna type. So let's just type a sample habit. And then the other important thing you're gonna wanna know how to do in this section is to add a new row here for a new day. And to do that, all you're gonna do is just click on this blue new button here at the top. And then this is gonna automatically add a blank row in your table here. And it's also gonna automatically input the current date for you. So that's pretty much everything in the habit tracker. So I really hope this helps you out too, and that gives you a cute and fun little place to kind of organize your habits and keep you motivated and on track. But moving on to the next section in this Notion tour, this is going to be your reading tracker. So I tried to keep this section really straightforward and simple and easy to use, but I did want to include kind of the basic things that you might want in a reading tracker. So I kind of have everything filled out here as like a sample. Of course, in this column here, we have the title of the book, but then in this column here, we have the author, and then this column is going to be your status. So right now I have read and TBR. To change the status, you're just going to click on it and then click on the status. If you wanted to add a new status, all you have to do is just click on it and then start typing. And then once you press enter, it's gonna automatically add your new status in the box. But as you can see, it's not the right color. So if we wanna change the color of the little box here, just click on it and then mouse over the status and then click on these little dots right here and then go down to color and then just select your color. And then for this last column over here, we have the rating. So this is where you're gonna rate your books. Right now I have ratings 1 star through 5 stars, but of course you can add and delete ratings or use whatever rating system that you want. And then to add a new row to the table for a new book, all you're gonna do is just click on this blue new button here at the top. And as you can see, it's gonna add a blank row here in the table for you. And finally, we have the final section in this Notion template. Welcome to your new travel planner. The travel planner is why I wanted to create this template in the first place. It's kind of where I started and then I built everything else around it. I know with summer coming up, a lot of people have some really fun travel plans and are gonna need a really good way to organize their travels, including myself. I definitely need this for some upcoming trips that I have, and I'm really excited to fill this in with my own trip information. I feel like traveling can be so fun, obviously, but it also can be really overwhelming. So my hope is that this travel planner is going to help you kind of lessen the overwhelming parts of traveling so that you can focus more on the fun parts of it. But anyway, let's break down everything in the travel portion of this template. I'm going to show you how to use everything. So right here at the top, we have a little weather widget, and this is meant to show you the current weather for whatever location you're traveling to. So this widget is from indify.co, and if you want to change this out with your own location, what you're going to do is go to indify.co and make a free account if you haven't already, and then go and create a weather widget. And when you click into it, you're going to be brought to this customization page here. So this is where you can input the location. Once you're done customizing, you're going to grab your link from down here. So you're just going to click this and then go back to your Notion, and I'm just going to go at the bottom so I can show you really quick. But you're going to click on an empty spot in your page and then paste in your link. And then you're gonna have this menu come up, so go ahead and click embed. And then we have our weather widget right here, so we can drag on these handlebars to adjust the sizing. We can also grab the dots icon and move it around by clicking and dragging. But that is how you get the weather widget. And then right below it, I've embedded Google Maps. And this is really cool because this is interactive, so you can zoom in and zoom out just like you would normally on Google Maps. You can kind of have whatever view you want. I have it on the Outer Banks, of course. I love the Outer Banks. I love the Carolinas in general. They're one of my favorite places to visit. So we can also just click and drag around the map. And then moving on, right below it, I have another important info/link section, but this one is specifically for the travel planner. So this is where you're gonna put all of your important travel information. So things like your flight information, your boarding passes, accommodation, parking and transit, anything like that, anything that you wanna make sure you can access really quickly. And then below that, we have a little bucket list section. So this is where you can keep track of things that you wanna do on your vacation. And then as you do them, you can check them off right here on the checklist. Right below that, we have a mini finance planner just for your trip. So this table is gonna be for your budgets. And as you can see, I've already inputted some kind of sample categories for you just to get you started, but obviously you can switch these out with whatever you want. And then you're just gonna put the budget for each category in the right column here. And then below that, we have the expense tracker. So in the left column, we have all of our expenses. And then in the right column is where you're gonna put how much each thing costs. Okay, let's move on to this middle column here. So this is kind of a holy grail for this travel planner, at least for me. I find it so helpful to have a place where I can organize each day of my trip, just to make sure that I'm not forgetting anything that I want to do or any plans that I have, especially if it's something that I have pre-booked in advance. So each of these little sections is one day of your trip. So we have day 1, day 2, and so on. And then we have a table for each day. So on the left, we have this column. This is where you're going to input your time. And then in the middle, you're going to input the activity. And then on the right, we have a place for you to input any relevant notes for that activity. So this is a really good spot for you to input like an address or a relevant link. But I don't think I can get through a trip without a daily itinerary section like this. So I am very excited to use this for my upcoming trips. And then the last part of the travel planner is going to be the packing list right here on the right. So each of these little boxes here is a category, and I have some kind of default categories for you just to get you started, but of course you can input your own custom categories if you want. So you're just going to add in everything that you want to pack in this packing list here and then check things off as you pack them. And I would recommend making your packing list and honestly also filling out your daily itinerary and your budget like really far in advance before your trip instead of like rushing to do it the night before, because it's going to be so much less stressful that way. And again, the whole point of this planner is to help reduce the stress of traveling and to make it more fun. And also I find that when I make a packing list further in advance, I'm less likely to forget something, because nothing is worse than when I'm on a trip and I realize I forgot to pack something. That is like so annoying. So definitely recommend doing all of this further in advance if you can. It's definitely going to make things a lot easier. But anyway, that is pretty much everything in the travel planner. I hope you find this really helpful. And I also hope you have a lot of fun on your upcoming trips if you have any. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and fill this in with my trip information. And that is the full Notion tour. I really hope that you enjoyed this and that you found it helpful. Let me know what other kinds of templates I should make down below if you have any requests or recommendations. And of course, I will have the link to this template in the description, so definitely check that out. Thank you so much for watching, and I will be seeing you in my next video.